morning, my friends. It's Mrs. Jordan and Tiny here. We just wanted to say good morning. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. I cannot wait to make some art with you today. I'm so excited for this project. It was suggested by Lucy in second grade that we do a bunny picture, and I just think that that's perfect. It is springtime. I see bunnies outside. It is amazing. Perfect suggestion, Miss Lucy. So for this project, you're gonna need paper, a pencil, something to make it colorful. And let me just show you a quick little, sneak peek as to what it's gonna look like. It's super fun, super colorful, and we're gonna be talking about line, texture, and shape for this drawing. All right, let's get it started, friends. Alrighty, so I'm gonna use a pencil, and I'm going to start by drawing an egg shape, where it's smaller on top, larger at the bottom. And then I'm going to start by drawing the ears. Now, the ears can either go up and down. I chose both going up. And it's like a really tall rainbow line that goes all the way up and all the way down. And then two curved lines for the body with a circle at the bottom of the egg. That's where we're going to put the nose and mouth in a second. Now I'm drawing these two arch shapes, and that's going to be kind of the division of where the eyes are going to go and where the forehead and nose is. And these two sideways D's that I'm drawing are the eye sockets, and those oval shapes are the eyeballs. Now I'm going to work on drawing the nose, and it's a letter U with a line and a W at the end. So cute. Now I'm going to start by making these lines that are going to be going across all of the ears, on the forehead, on the body, basically the whole rabbit. And this is going to let us know what direction and how big the lines that we are going to be drawing are. So what I mean by that is those are where we're going to put the fur lines, the texture lines for the fur. Now, texture is all about how we make something look like it feels something. Now, if you touch your paper right now, it's not fuzzy. But bunnies are fuzzy, and we need to figure out how to manipulate the lines that we're drawing to make it look fuzzy. And I'm also going to be drawing a circle, two circles actually, inside of where the nose is. And then I'm just finishing up with the lines on the body. Notice how they're not super straight, they're kind of curved. I'm just matching the shape of the body. A couple lines up there, why not? And I'm just going to take a marker, and I like doing this sometimes with my art. My students, you guys know that I like doing this. I like making a thicker outline if I'm doing a cartoon-ish style. I just think it looks really nice, so you guys feel free to do that too, or don't if you don't want to. It's 100% up to you. And I'm just taking a nice thick marker and just making a nice line that's going all the way around. Okay, now I'm going to make a whole bunch of those texture lines for the fur. Notice how the lines are kind of going up and touching at the top of the ear and then spreading out at the bottom of the ear. These little lines are really going to make this picture look awesome. So I'm just going to take a whole bunch of lines that are going up and down. That means vertical, if you're a fancy schmancy. And I'm going to cover all of the ears. I'm going to cover the whole body in these little tiny lines. Now, do you see that I'm not just drawing big lines? I'm making really small lines that are not touching. They're just really, really small. And I'm filling up the whole picture with these. Don't worry about if your lines are kind of getting too close together, if they're touching a little bit. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. My friends, these little mistakes that we think that are big mistakes are actually what are going to make our artwork look individualized. It's going to make it look like yours and not someone else's. And do you see how curved the forehead lines are? I'm just following the shape of the top of the head, and I'm just continuing those little tiny lines all the way down from the top of the forehead to the nose. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about shape. So our little rabbit here is just filled with organic shapes. Now, organic shapes are really, really special. They're not like rectangles. They're not like triangles. There's no points to them. They're very round, and they kind of go with the flow. And that's the kind of shapes that are in our bunny. We don't want any pointy rabbits. We want floppy rabbits with floppy ears, with rounded features. So that's what I meant by we're talking about shape today. Now, I know it seems like we're going to be making lines forever. I promise you, it will not be forever. Think of it as something that's just filling up the time. Like, you don't really, it's fine. We don't have to rush doing this. Like, take your time. In fact, if you wanted to be absolutely wild, if you could count how many lines that you've made, because you should be able to count each individual line. That is how many crisp lines you're making. Now I'm just filling in the ovals black. And remember, an oval is just like a smushed circle. And I'm also going over those sideways letter D's for the eye shapes. And now I'm going to continue making those little lines. But do you see how they're really curving to the shape of the D? You'll see, yep, whenever my hand moves. It kind of looks like I'm giving the bunny a bajillion eyelashes. It's kind of silly, but it'll look really cool at the end. And I'm just filling up the space above the eye with those little tiny fuzzy lines. Because bunnies are pretty fluffy. And then I'm going to continue working on the cheeks. Even those little tiny spaces by the chin, I added some lines. We want to make sure that every part of our bunny is filled with these lines. The more lines, the fluffier it looks, and the fluffier, the better, in my opinion. Boom. I'm done with that cheek situation. Now I'm going over the lines for the nose and mouth. I'm going over it a few times. You can kind of see how dark it is. I'm making sure that it's thicker because if I just went over it one time with my Sharpie, it would kind of blend in to the little lines that I'm making. And I want to make sure that we know that that's where the nose and mouth is. And now I'm just going around the circle that I put down with the little lines. I'm following the shape of that circle with my lines. I'm kind of rotating my hand. You could even rotate your paper if that's easier for you. And do you see how I'm doing it again with the middle circle that's in the center? I'm doing it over top of the nose and mouth. I'm pretending like the nose and mouth aren't even there. Same with that middle circle. And there you have it, my friends. Our bunny is fuzzy and cute and finished. And now it is time to do the background. And this is the really fun part because it's completely up to you. I'm using these really, really awesome cream watercolor sticks, I don't know. They're really cool though. And they kind of feel like crayons. And I'm just making a pattern. Now, a pattern is when something repeats itself, whether it's lines, shapes, it could even be images that repeat. I'm making a carrot pattern. I'm also going to be adding some other stuff along the way. But first I'm just putting down some of my watercolor paint. And check this out. This little brush pen that I have is sweet. It is filled with water, and all you have to do is squeeze the water out and move the stuff around. It's awesome. And I'm just kind of blending away all of my paint, making sure it's all nice and colorful. I did carrots because I figured bunnies love carrots. What other thing could I possibly put down? And then I was thinking about it. I was like, what else do bunnies eat? Do bunnies eat flowers? I'm pretty sure they do, so I better put down some flowers. And I'm trying to figure out what color I'm going to do. Ooh, I'm going to use red, and I'm going to make some red flowers. Now, you do not have to copy my background. In fact, I would love it if you could make up your own fun bunny pattern in the background and send it to me, especially if you're one of my friends on Class Dojo. Please send me your bunnies. I am just obsessed with them, and it really makes my day to see your artwork. I love your art. I love teaching you guys, and I miss it. I miss being in the classroom with you all. I'm just blending. Blendy, blendy, blend. And for those that are watching this that I don't teach in a classroom and you're just watching this on YouTube, I gotta tell you something. I hate, H-A-T-E, hate, when I see art that has a plain white background. It doesn't look finished to me. So I'm just gonna add some squiggles. If you're my students, we call them scribble scrabbles. I'm just filling up the space with my little scribble scrabble lines. I'm really just filling up the space, and I am going to be using another blue just to kind of fill up the space too. And then I'm going to go in with my watercolor pen, and I'm just going to smear it all together, make sure there's no more white spaces showing. Look at me go. My students that I teach regularly, if you're watching this, you're probably like, Mrs. Jordan, why are you scribble scrabbling? You hate scribble scrabble. And you're totally right. I do hate scribble scrabble. But this one is a meaningful scribble scrabble. I'm not just scribbling for the sake of wasting my stuff. I'm doing it so I can fill the page, and then I'm using my brush to really blend everything away. So it's a really scribble scrabble if I'm covering all my white spaces. I don't know. You decide. And I'm being careful, even though I'm going kind of quick, I'm really trying to be careful not to get any blue into my bunny rabbit. I want to make sure that my bunny rabbit stays black and white. Now, you can color your bunny rabbit in if you want to. I just really loved how contrasted the bright, colorful background with the fun pattern is with the really stark black and white of the bunny. I really like the way that looked. But if you want to color in your bunny, my friends, feel free. It is your bunny. You created it. You're in control of it. Do whatever you want to do. And we're almost done, friends, so I just want to say thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I love you so much. Mwah!